Olathe North was really good, and then this was the first year they'd slid down to 5A. And they mowed through the playoffs. They just killed everybody, and a lot of people in the Kansas City area were saying not only is this a great team, this won't even be a challenge for them in 5A, but this may be the best Olathe North team that they've ever had. I don't think that was probably accurate, but they were awfully, awfully good.
Watching Olathe North and their ability fundamental-wise for kids in high school. I mean, they're just so far and above anybody else we've seen on TV so far. Just fundamental-wise, tremendous.
We've seen Rockhurst and Blue Springs, Richard.
No, I'm sorry, when you talk about offense, we'll talk more after this play.
All right. I'll tell you what, Richard, this team has speed all over it.
Yes, they do, and they have just tremendous athletes that play. As I said, you watch them all across the line of scrimmage, tight end, linebackers, defensive line, great athletes, and they just know how to play football very well.
And he pounds it in. Touchdown, Olathe North. Spencer Webb with the extra point.
And then you match up with Olathe North. What do you recall going into that game against Olathe North?
They were very strong. They were, I mean, me as a 5'8" linebacker, I couldn't see the quarterback. They were huge. And they have had great success in the past, and we knew that going in, and we were I think we were kind of hesitant when we first started.
You know, they came out and put it to us, and I think we were just kind of all in shock and awe.
Mike O'Rourke, number 65. I'm telling you what, he was in the backfield before the quarterback got to the backfield.
I remember a lot about Olathe North, especially walking out onto the field pregame and seeing how huge they were. To be quite honestly, it kind of set us all back a little bit. I remember looking at everybody and we were going, oh my gosh. I mean, their offensive line was massive. You know, I'm thinking they were averaging, you know, like over 265, 270 across the offensive line. And we were like, oh my gosh, like they looked like a Division II, or, you know, they looked like some major athletes out there. So that was the first impression, you know, seeing a team that just looked like they were going to be physical, and they were.
Big hit, Randy Shepard, the big hit from the secondary.
And he talked about Randy Shepard, not only his speed, but as I said, he's a great football player. He enjoys contact.
So, Richard, in a big ball game like this, mistakes are crucial.
The idea of making mistakes against the defense like Olathe North, and when you play a team like Olathe North, this is what they feed off. It's like a big hungry machine. You give them one little piece of pizza, they want a little bit more. Yeah, Olathe North, they're not a complicated offense. You talked to Coach before the game and his belief in let's grind it out, but look at the surge at the offensive line at the pit level. Dan Wise, Josh Rearson, Mike O'Rourke, Travis Greer. It's pad level, folks. It's a desire. Score with your man into the end zone. Whenever you watch an Olathe North football team, you know it's going to be a hard-nosed, hard-hitting game. Come around on an excellent pull, but the surge on the front side, the double team, it opens up such a wide running lane. But I love the way these guys run at Olathe North, whether it's Muma at quarterback or Gore at the tailback position, always spinning and turning, know where the defense is coming. They get down quick, pick up some extra yards.
Eagles, #1 rated team in the 5A classification, #1 in our Super 25. And this is Justin Gore.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk about Justin Gore in the stand-up, and you know, when you look at the young man, you're saying, okay, well, what is it about him? His smarts on the field. Not only is he a great athlete, but he just understands the game. When he makes his cuts, he knows where the defense is flowing. That's something that you don't coach. Some kids just have it, some don't. Luckily, he has it. And he just, when you put that together with his athletic skill, it makes a great athlete.
Our defense was fantastic. Like I said, speed kills on defense, and we were flying around. We had Quinn as a corner, so obviously he was a shutdown corner. I mean, I think he had a record school pass breakups at the time, and then we had Ryan Dolan on the other end, who was a shutdown corner. He was super aggressive and could lay the wood if he needed to. We had Dustin Heckroth at free safety, who could get downhill. I mean, his run-stopping ability as a free safety playing deep was phenomenal. Anybody that was thinking about coming across the middle would either have to meet up with Blake Barrett, myself, Ross Ritter, or Dustin Heckroth. And so people were hearing footsteps, I'd like to think, when they were coming across the middle.
He is knocked away. Guess who's back there? Muma, the free safety. He's everywhere. I'm telling you, folks, you got to get this guy on your Simone watch list. But he plays great secondary for this team, and he does a great job quarterbacking. And this young man is one of the top players in Kansas City, no question in my mind.
You know, I remember going into halftime, and I was like, and you know, I told the boys, so we got to get together. You know, this is it. This is our last chance.
On the pass is going to be intercepted. Jason Gore.
Rolling out to his left. Nowhere to go with the football. Just throw it out of bounds. He tossed it up. A play he's wished he's could take back at this moment. Again, roll out to the left. Hey, there's nothing downfield. There's double coverage. Your receiver falls. Just throw it out of bounds.
We played great team defense. We had speed, and they weren't afraid to hit you. Our secondary would hit you. Every one of them would hit you. You didn't want to be hit by them. So we just had a lot of great kids.
And how about Mr. Muma laying the moo on the ma?
That is more than a quarterback.
I'll tell you what, everybody was back there. That was a blue wave. Sensnick, number 76. But look at the desire to go get the tackle. I'm telling you guys, Olathe North, they will gang tackle you. You have to come to play every play if you want to beat these guys.
Dive play with the fullback, Brandon Tarr. And Brandon, not your regular fullback, Richard. And remember seeing Royal Whitaker being a lot bigger. This guy's not that big. He's 5'10", 180. But here's a guy that has 4.4 speed at the fullback slot.
4.4 speed at the fullback, and also runs hard. Another one of those tremendous athletes that can do so many things, take it inside and outside. When you watch Olathe North, when they run, it's always meshing. You don't find a lot of people missing blocks or out of place, and that's the sign of a coaching system that's been in place and continues to carry on. That's the seniors teaching the younger guys, passing on tradition.
This is the MO for Olathe North. Run, 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 play action, hit you with the long ball. So watch out.
You're down 14-0. Little time left in the game. What was going through your head down by 2 scores? Did you feel like the game was slipping away from you?
We're just hanging on. We played actually pretty well. We played great defensively. So because we hadn't given up a ton of points, we hung in there and we threw in a little trick play and got down the field on a reverse pass.
It did feel like it was slipping away. I hate to say this, but I feel like the turning point a little bit was Dustin Mumau was their quarterback, and he was a phenomenal quarterback. The guy could run the option, he could throw. Yeah, he was a big-time threat, but they also had him on defense playing safety. I had to get upfield and put a block on him, and I got my hands on him, and he was kind of backpedaling with me a little bit, and he just went down. It wasn't really anything that I forced upon him, but he just went down, and he ended up, after the game, come to find out he blew out his ACL.
The next play, I think Quinn got loose and scored. It was 14-7.
So not to say that gave us a little bit of confidence, like, hey, we might have a second-string quarterback came in, but it was kind of like, here's our chance. Something has finally gone our way. Honestly, after getting dominated a little bit from a team that was, definitely larger than us. And so I think that was a little bit of the turning point. And the way that we stuck together.
And we get late in the game, and I'm thinking they're not going to buy this, so I'm going to try it anyway. We get into a robust set, which is your T backfield. It's double tight, full backfield with a T set, and we run just an ISO play. 3 minutes left in the game, and the reason I'm doing this, I think it was a counter play, but the reason I'm doing this next play, I'm going to run a counter pass where we try to get Quinn out of the backfield and up the sideline. So I run the counter, and I'm probably thinking, what are they doing? They're getting in power set. We're down 14-7. There's 3 minutes left in the game. So the next play we run this, Quinn gets loose on the sideline, and Steven Shamoff was our quarterback, and we didn't throw it a ton. And Steven launched that thing, and when he threw it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is good. He threw it a mile, and Quinn is out there, and I'm thinking, there's no way. And Quinn was really fast. And he got to it, got underneath it, caught it, scored. Next thing you know, it's 14-all. We've got momentum.
Yeah, I mean, the comeback there was just it was surreal at the time, and it still kind of is, to be quite honest. Our defensive line wasn't huge, but the amount of fight that we had in our defensive line and some of the stunts that we would run with them definitely put us at a speed advantage against anybody that we played. We had been through so much turbulence at the beginning of the season, going 2-3, it kind of gave us the edge there a little bit. I think we had been through the animosity during the season, and I think it allowed us to come back and compete the way that we did.
Man, if we actually get a field goal attempt at the end of that game from about 50 and miss it, and then we get to overtime, and I guess I'll go ahead and tell that story because I know Craig talked about it last night. It was a reverse pass in overtime, and we just ran an option play off of it, and then we pitched it to Craig. When we pitched it to Craig, and by the way, Craig, if you're listening tonight, it was a legit pitch. It was all on you on the fumble. Don't give me this 50-50 stuff that you thought the pitch was bad. I'm pretty sure it hit you right in the hands. But just having some fun with that. But anyway, he drops it. It's bumbling and stumbling all over the ground. And he's right. What he said was right. It drew up the defenders. They come forward because they see the ball on the ground. It takes 3 or 4 hops on the ground. And you know how football is. It's bouncing all over the place. And on the next hop, it literally bounces right back up into Craig's hands. He catches it. Has two options in the end zone. They're both wide open, Joey Hartman and Tyler Bradshaw, and he throws it, I think, to Tyler.
I dislocated my pinky. I came off the sideline, and it was completely turned sideways.
Oh,
and so they had to pop that back in place, and they taped my 2 fingers together. And then I remember when Stonebraker's calling this play, and I was like, I still want to throw the ball. I'm not going to remind him that I have my fingers taped together. No way.
We get the score, and then they don't have a chance in overtime. They have a chance, but
right.
we stuff it, and on their last play, they try to go wide, and we just had so much speed on defense. There's so many guys over there, and that was it. It was a great game, a lot of fun.
But we made the plays that we needed to make at the right time. And that game was unbreathable to me because especially coming off a loss in the state championship by 1 point and coming back to that in overtime was unbelievable.